So hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Kenissathefirst, and welcome. So today's video is going to be a beginner friendly drugstore under $10 super affordable makeup tutorial. This is very easy to do, very not so complicated, and all the products I use in this video are under $10, if not $10, and maybe a little. Yeah, I think everything I used in this video was under $10 or $10. So if you guys are interested in learning the basics of having a nice flawless base for your makeup, then keep on watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tune in, get your notebook, get a pen, be ready to take notes. Yeah, so let's just hop right into the video. All right, so first things first, you're gonna moisturize your lips. When you're doing makeup, you're gonna need a clean base, you know. So I'm just gonna go in with some witch hazel. This is from Target. This is unscented, but I usually go for the lemon one, but that's not really important to this video. All right, so you're gonna need a primer, something affordable. I have my phone right here so I could tell you guys prices and stuff like that. Okay, so the two primers that I am using, this is the Kokie Smooth Glow Hydrating Primer, and this one is the Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser Primer. This one retails at Target for $5.59. And then this one you could find at Rite Aid for $10. So I use this first, but it really, you don't have to use two primers, but this one is this blue one is really good for like my pores, because I do have humongous pores on my face, so this really helps with that. Plus, these products are really good for a beginner makeup because number one, they're not gonna break your pockets, and number two, they're really good quality primers for under or $10. But if you had to choose one of these to actually buy, if you don't want to or can't buy both, I would say you buy this one. I know some people do have oily skin or like combination skin, and I understand that hydrating primers are usually associated with dry skin and like regular, like in the middle skin, but I have oily skin and I do still use a hydrating primer because I feel like it makes my makeup look a lot more glowy, kind of, rather than just using all matte products. So the next thing is foundation. Now this is not a foundation, but it is a tinted moisturizer with aloe vera. This retails at Ulta for $9.99. I use this in the summer because not only is it really light, but it kind of like camouflages on your skin, kind of, sort of, so you don't really have to get like a specific shade match, because once it settles into your skin, you're technically golden. I don't want y'all to take that to mean that you can go in there and buy a shade for a white woman and you're dark skin and expect it to camouflage. I meant that if you buy a shade that is like one shade lighter than you are, then it won't be as noticeable. So please. I try not to use a lot because this is very like low-key medium coverage, kind of. I wouldn't say full, but it's medium. And to blend this in, I'm going to be using an e.l.f. small stipple brush. I got this from, I think it might have been like Dollar General or like Five Below. I think, I'm not sure, but this brush is about 2-3 years old. I've had this for a while. But you're just gonna want to kind of blend it into your skin. So I'm gonna do this side with a brush and I'm gonna do this side with a beauty blender, just in case you don't want to use a brush, or you don't like, you can't use a brush, so you have like an alternative. I really like this specific brush because of this top. It's really good to like really spread your foundation out evenly on your skin without it being like too thick or like too dark and stuff like that. So you just want to go all around. With regular foundation, I don't apply it all over my face like this, but with this one, which since it's not like so heavy and it's more lightweight and more coverage, because you could see how nicely it covers my skin up, I can like just put it everywhere. And this is how the side with the brush looks. Now I'm gonna use a beauty blender just to give you guys an alternative, kind of. You're gonna want to damp your beauty blender and then squeeze all the water out, like wet it, and then I use like a paper towel to kind of like squeeze the water out, and it gets bigger, of course, and then I use the back part to just dab it out everywhere. When you're using a beauty blender, you don't really have to be too harsh or really dab it on your skin too hard, because either way it will get on your skin. You just gotta like be patient and make sure you go everywhere and all around your chin and get like your forehead. Still go over the side with the brush that I did with the brush with a beauty blender. I always do this, so technically I do always end up using both rather than just one. Okay, and I also want y'all to like drag it down to like this area and like your chin, just to make sure like the contrast is not really crazy and that you don't look like Boo Boo the Clown, you know? Okay, so next is my eyebrows. And to do my eyebrows, I am gonna use a brow pencil I got from my local beauty supply store. This was around $3. Next up, we're gonna be doing our concealer. So to conceal, I am going to be using 3 different concealers, but not all at once. I'm gonna show you right now. I am going to be using 2 LA Girl Pro Concealers. This one is in the shade Beautiful Bronze, and this one is in the shade Toast. And then I'm also gonna use my NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop for highlight. Oh, sorry. And I have this NK Makeup. This is like a beauty supply store brand because that's the only place I ever find these. This is a Perfection Multi-Use Concealer, Super Coverage. This is in the shade Cinnamon. This is really, really light, so that's going to provide me with the highlight that I need under my eye. These are retailed for about $4.99 at Ulta or Target. So they're very cheap, and the quality of these concealers or Chef's Kiss amazing, perfect for beginner makeup. So if you need some affordable concealer, I suggest you get these. The thing with them is you need to test them out before you buy them. I can kind of like eyeball the concealers because I've been using the Toast shade for like years. And this one I just started using it because it's a little bit darker than Toast. But I would want y'all to test them out before you buy it, so because you never want your concealer to be darker than your skin tone. That is not gonna work. But lighter, you can make it work, but darker is a no-no. So before I do my concealer, we're gonna go in with this Black Radiance True Complexion Contour Palette in the shades Dark to Deep. At Target, you can find these for $6.99. The thing with these is I know they sell them on Amazon, but some of the ones that they sell on Amazon are not the real thing, so it's not gonna work the way this one would. So the formula is different, and it might not even be close enough to fool anybody. So with this, I'm kind of like gonna bronze contour my face with this shade right here. Not too much, just a little bit, because it is very dark. So you're just gonna want to like lightly stroke upwards towards like your ears kind of, and then bring it down a little bit like this. So you're just gonna want to the thing with the brushes, it took me a while to kind of like master this. You're gonna want to be very like light-handed with it, so don't go like doing this on your skin. Just really lightly in a circular motion upwards, just blend it out, and that's how you get the best blending. And I'm gonna do my jawline also. Just to give my face more shape. Okay, so now we're going to go in with these two concealers that I was talking about earlier. Both of these are kind of the same shade, but I'm gonna swatch them for you just so you could see like the difference and why I use both of them. So this right here, this is Beautiful Bronze, and then right on top right here, this is Toast, and this is Beautiful Bronze. This one is a little lighter than this, so the difference is not too crazy, but I still use both just because I want to. So with your concealer, most people would like tell you to kind of like only put it under your eye and bring it up, but my face shape, like, it all depends on your face shape. So makeup is all about how things look on you, not how they look on the next person, which is why I wouldn't tell you a specific way that you have to do, but I would suggest this. So with the one that is closest to my skin tone, just to kind of like just like conceal and give my face a little bit of highlight, I bring it down the inner part of my face. I'm about to show you what that looks like once I do it. So I just bring it up towards like my ear, and then I bring it down around my nose. And then bring it up again under my eye, bring it down, and then up towards my temple. And then I'm gonna go on my chin also, and then my nose. Kind of like draw an exclamation point in the middle of your nose. And then up to my forehead. Like so. So now I'm gonna go in with the damp beauty blender, and I'm gonna use the bag that had the thing on it just to blend it out on my chin and my forehead, so it's not too bright, because the foundation of course is my skin tone. And then I'm just gonna mix that in with the concealer, that like the foundation that was on here, and then mix this together with that same side. You don't have to do that, but that's how I like to do it, just to make it look more natural. And then my forehead the same way. Like that. And then for my nose, I'm just gonna use like the same part, but I'm gonna squeeze it a little just to make it a little more narrow, so I could just blend it exactly where I put it and not drag it to the sides where I did not put it. See how nicely it's looking more natural than like, you know. So now I'm gonna use the tip of this beauty blender and I'm just gonna blend everything else. With the concealer, I blend the outer part first because I want this part to sit, because that's where I need the most coverage. Under your eyes is where like you have wrinkles and stuff like that. So that's where you're gonna need it to be more dense. Like that, right? So you see how all of it just looks really natural and really just good. So now I'm gonna go into like the corner of my eye, blend it really lightly, and then drag it out like this towards your temple, because that's gonna give you a lifted look and it's just gonna look so much more snatched. Like that. See how much more lifted this side of my face look and more like highlighted in that corner. So do the same thing to the other side. Like that. It gives you like a very natural looking highlight, but it's not like so bright to the point where it doesn't look as natural as possible. Okay, that looks really nice, really creamy, and really blended out. So now I'm gonna take this, and what we're gonna do is kind of like sharpen this right here. Like that. That's gonna just differentiate between like your contour and like make your jawline sharper, of course, because you could see the harsh line right here from when I did my jaw. So I'm gonna use that to kind of like fix that. I have another elf brush because like I said, I love these brushes. This is the contouring brush, but I'm gonna use it to blend out my contour, the highlight I put under the contour. It's a flat brush and it's very slim, so it's gonna be easy for me to just take this and drag it out. So I'm just gonna do it in like a tapping motion. I prefer the brush, but I'm gonna show you what it looks like when you use a beauty blender. But I do use both the brush and a beauty blender, but I'm gonna show you what it looks like to use just the beauty blender. So just tapping it, because remember, like I said, the brush doesn't pick up the product, it does not absorb it. It literally just helps you blend it out and make it look more seamless, kind of. So you just gotta really take your time and blend it into your skin until it looks the way you want it to. And I drag it kind of like more towards this just to make the contour look more snatched, you know, to make my face look like snatched. So it looks really good right now, really blended, and it's highlighted the way I needed it to. And of course I'm gonna fix this because it does look really light, like lighter than any other spot in my face. So I'm gonna fix it, of course. But let's use a beauty blender to do the other side just so you guys could see. I'm gonna be using this one. This is not really damp, but it's damp a little bit. So I'm just gonna use that, start at the edge and kind of like blend it out. I'm gonna pull my ear away just so I could really have the access to bring it up this way like I did on the other side. And just blend it out lightly. You can see how the sponge is like kind of absorbing the product. So it kind of looks a little less brighter than the other one. So like this. And then I'm gonna just go into this one and kind of do the same thing just to dim it down a little bit because it is very bright, like this. Looking snatched, giving what it was supposed to give. Now this concealer, I got it from the beauty supply store. I think this was about $4 or $5, maybe $6. It's very light, and I'm gonna swatch it so y'all could see like the difference between all the shades that I use under my eye. See how light this is compared to my skin tone, and then there's the other two. So this, you wanna, if you're doing this, honestly you could leave the concealer part like this, but I like to go for like a more highlighted under eye look. Like I want my under eyes to be very bright. So I'm gonna use this one just to make it a little brighter. And then I'm going to use that same beauty blender that I used to blend out the other concealer, because this is going to help tone it down a little bit, but not all the way. So what you're going to do with this one, you're not going to spread it, just literally blend it upwards this way. So I'm just going to dab it very lightly and kind of like drag it, but all the while keeping it under my eye. Like this. See how it's a little bit brighter, but it's not like the whole thing. Like so. It looks good, it looks nice. Now I'm gonna go in with that same bag that had the foundation and stuff and kind of like blend this out a little bit just to make it a little less harsh looking. Now for the contour, remember the palette I showed y'all, the Black Radiance contour palette. I'm gonna go back into it, but this time instead of using this really dark shade, I'm going to take this really light one. Not really light, but it's lighter than the other one. This is more closer to my skin tone, but it's about a shade or two darker. And I'm gonna use that to kind of like correct any harsh lines that I might have from cleaning it up with concealer. So I'm gonna like kind of blend everything in to make this look like a natural highlight and this look like a natural contour. And then of course I'm gonna get my jawline like that, and I'm gonna blend under my eye just a little bit more to kind of like blend out the line between the lighter one and the darker one, like that. Everything looks good so far. Now I wouldn't say for you to do this, it really doesn't really matter for you to, but I spray my face, especially when I'm going for like a natural looking type of thing. I give myself, after I put everything down, the whole base, I'm gonna spray it with my Makeup Revolution Matte Fix Oil Controlling Fixing Spray. Okay, I'm doing this because it's gonna help control the oil on the base, because my skin is very oily and I wouldn't want the oil to kind of get out of control. So this, you can find it at Target for $8. This is very good for like oily skin. This is my favorite one so far that I've ever used, and the nasal on it is very good because it sprays a fine mist rather than kind of like just spitting on your face. So I'm just gonna give it a quick set, nothing too crazy, just to make sure I got everything solid before I set my face. And then you want that to dry down completely before you do anything else. This is like locking everything into place. Okay, you can see how much it kind of comes together. Now to set my face, I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Translucent Setting Powder. The translucent just means that it's kind of like clear, so it's so, yeah, like clear, so it's gonna camouflage to your skin. Like it doesn't have any shading to it, so whatever you put it on, it's really just gonna take that color, so it's technically gonna camouflage. I think you can find this at Ulta, of course, for $5.99. So this is $6, and this is some great quality setting powder. Like it's super fine. Like it's not like too thick and not too like harsh. We're gonna use this to kind of like set the inner corner of our eye. Everywhere you put concealer, you're gonna want to put this. Not a whole lot, but enough to kind of like set it. And then of course your chin, your forehead, and then it kind of has like an excess, so I'm just gonna put that on my eyebrows just to make sure they don't move and they stay throughout the whole day. And then I'm gonna go in on like the side where I put concealer also, and just kind of like carve that out to make it look more snatched, like so. And now I always do my nose contour when I'm waiting for my I always do it after I put on setting powder everywhere else. So for my nose, I just use the middle shade on the Makeup, not the Makeup Revolution, the Black Radiance palette I showed you guys. So I'm just gonna take that middle shade and kind of like go on the side of my nose and drag it up to underneath my eyebrows, and then just kind of give it a little blend, just to ensure that it's not like a harsh line, because everything has to be blended. That's the most important part of anything you're doing. You need to blend. Like so. It's not much, but it's enough to make a little bit of a difference. And then I'm gonna go back in with that same beauty blender. I do it before I set my nose, just to make sure I know exactly where the powder is gonna go. And then I'm gonna pinch it like this and go on the side and kind of like set it just to make it a little sharper. Now I'm gonna go in with this Real Technique 400. That's the name of the brush. I guess that's how you identify it. This comes in a set that is sold for about $20, but the set does come with 4 brushes. I'm gonna show you real quick. So it comes with these 4 brushes in it, plus a Real Techniques beauty blender, which is my favorite beauty blender in the entire world. So if you need some brushes, like that's literally just your starter kit for makeup, those brushes and a beauty blender, that's really all you need. But now we're just gonna brush the powder off very lightly, of course. And you see how it's kind of like really pretty looking. This is when everything truly starts coming together. Okay, once I got everything off, I did forget to give my forehead a little bit of contouring. Not really contouring, but using the middle shade to kind of like give it a little color, because my forehead is huge, so it needs like a little something just to help it behave. Now we're gonna go back in with the same Makeup Revolution Matte Fix Setting Spray. And then we're just gonna spray everything just to make sure it's all melting and like kind of behaving. So just spray your whole face. I do kind of go crazy with the setting spray, but once it sets and it dries, it's gonna look chef's kiss, absolutely amazing. This mascara is the Lash Lift by Maybelline. I got this from Walgreens. This was, I think, $8. And then I'm just gonna put it on my eyelashes. And you could already see a little bit of a difference, but not too much because I didn't put a lot. And then I also have this Maybelline Total Temptation mascara. This one I got it from the same place. I forgot how much this cost. And I'm just gonna put this one on my bottom lashes. This one is a little bit messier, but it's good because it still looks nice. I have a little container that had lashes in it, and it kind of has like a bunch of lashes that I've worn before. And I have these lashes. They look very natural, but I don't even think these are 20 centimeters. Maybe like 15, not centimeters, millimeters. But they are very natural looking and not too much. So I'm gonna put these on. The glue that I use is the I Envy Super Strong Hold eyelash adhesive. This is the clear one. There is a black one, but I would suggest you get the clear one because it works so much better and it dries clear. So even if you mess up, it's not gonna be totally obvious. Don't fall asleep. Okay, I'm gonna put these on really quickly and then I'm gonna be back. I managed to get them on. It took me a while, which is why I had to do it off camera. They look really nice, actually. I've been sleeping on these lashes. I forgot to do my eyeliner, y'all. So I'm gonna have to try to do it real quickly and real slick, because I do not want to mess it up because I already put my lashes on. I kind of did something. So it's better than nothing. Yeah. It looks... yeah, I think I like the way my eyes look like this. Okay, next and lastly, we're gonna go into the lips. I use a black eyeliner pencil. Yup. And you can find this, any black pencil you find in a beauty supply store, because the beauty supply store pencils do be hitting. So if you want to use, like, you're gonna see how my lips look when I'm done with it. So if that's what you're into, then just find your black pencil. I do kind of overline my lips because you can see how my lip line is like thick. So I gotta do this to kind of get to it. Like this, and then I'm gonna kind of like drag it in from the corner of my mouth and make it a little thicker. For the top, I use a brown pencil from the beauty supply store. This is old, you could tell because it's kind of like short as hell. My Cupid's bow are like literally the best part of my lips. So I try to like highlight it when I'm doing my lips. I have this NYX Butter Gloss. This is in the color shade Madeline. It's like a pink nude type of thing. So I'm gonna take that to like kind of accentuate and like highlight the pink in my lips. So I'm just gonna like this. It's giving exactly what it was supposed to give. Yeah. And I'm just gonna add some of this to kind of like gloss it up a little bit. Now for the highlight, I'm so excited. For the highlight, I'm gonna use the highlight in this palette because this is a very affordable look, so a lot of things are like 5 in 1. And I'm gonna use this brush I told you about earlier from the Black Radiance pack. Not Black Radiance, Real Technique. I am so sorry. And I'm gonna use this highlight right here, put on the brush and dab it off because I don't want it to be like overly pigmented. And I'm just gonna take whatever's on there, give it a little glow, but nothing too crazy. I don't think y'all could pick it up on camera because it's really, really light. Like that. And do the same thing on the other side. Like so. And then I'm gonna take a smaller brush. Where's that thing? This brush is really cool because it's like a 4 in 1. So it has this one plus the big part, and it has 2 more. I'm gonna use this one and use that to give my brow bone a bit of a highlight to like make it look poppin', if you know what I mean. Nothing too crazy, just a little something. Like that. And then I'm going to use this little eyeshadow brush to do my nose, because my nose highlight has to be very precise. I'm gonna first, like I said, exclamation point. I do this like one of those stars where it's kind of like a plus sign. Like that. And then I'm just gonna go in and just do the long line. Just literally the bridge of my nose. I'm just gonna like this. Yup. And then of course we're done, and it's giving exactly what I said it was supposed to give. But I'm about to try to do something with my edges just so they look a little bit nice. I'm always saying this, but I use mousse to do my edges. But this is really nice, and I don't know about y'all because I did say this was natural, like small beat or whatever, but this is small and natural to me. So let me go change and then we'll be right back to close this video out. All right, you guys, that's the end of the video. I hope this was easy enough for you, but of course all the products in this video was under $15. I think it was $10 and less, I'm not sure, but yeah, this is the finished look. It's looking really, it's giving what I said it was supposed to give. Yeah. But yeah, this is the finished look. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to follow me on my social media, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, and if you actually tried to follow this tutorial using most or all of the products that I use, then send me pictures because I want to see how it came out. Thank you so much for watching. It's your girl Kenissa the First, and bye.